You're not going to believe this, major news just dropped. Ripple's stablecoin has officially met MICA compliance standards in Europe and is ready for launch. That's a huge deal. We're also going to unpack some interesting updates coming out of top law schools, plus there's fresh intel on the DTCC and Hidden Road that you're going to want to hear. Don't worry, I'll break it all down and separate what's real from the noise. And check this out. XRP is now listed on NASDAQ. Let that sink in. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. This market is absolutely buzzing right now, and if you're not riding the wave, you're missing out. It's a great time to be involved. Money's moving, spirits are high, and opportunities are everywhere. Let's crush it together. Now let's shift gears. Over in the US, David Sachs, the so-called crypto czar, is championing the Genius Act in the Senate, and it's gaining serious momentum. Here's the scoop. The bill has bipartisan traction, with around 15 Democrats backing it. It's cleared the procedural cloture hurdle, which means no filibusters are expected, and passage seems highly likely. Why? Because stablecoins could be the key to streamlining payment systems in the US. Faster, cheaper, smoother. They also reinforce the dollar's leadership online and create massive demand, potentially trillions, for US treasuries. Let's pause and think about that. Trillions of dollars in new demand for US debt, powered by stablecoin issuers. We've talked about this before. America needs someone to step in and absorb that debt, and crypto might just be the solution. The timing, honestly, it couldn't be better. Imagine if crypto didn't exist. What would the US lean on as it barrels forward with unsustainable spending? At some point, the system would collapse under its own weight. But right now, this moment, it's perfectly aligned to bring trillions on-chain. It's wild how it's all coming together. XRP Ledger hosted assets with a combined market cap of $100 billion, or even $500 billion. What would that mean for XRP's price? Just think about the impact. That kind of volume flowing through the network could be game-changing. And that's one of the big reasons people are confident the stablecoin legislation is going to pass. It has strong bipartisan backing, which is rare these days, and it's picking up serious momentum. So how soon could stablecoins start boosting demand for the US dollar the way we're hearing about? Honestly, almost immediately. Right now, there's already over $200 billion in stablecoins out there, just operating in a legal gray area. If we gave that sector clear rules and legal certainty, the floodgates could open. We're talking about potentially creating trillions of dollars in demand for US treasuries nearly overnight. It's not some distant future. It could happen fast, and it could be massive. Now let's keep pushing forward. There's more big news. Schumann Financial just made history by launching the first ever MICA-compliant Euro stablecoin, called Europe, directly on the XRP ledger. This happened in Paris on May 22nd, and it's a huge leap forward for regulated digital currencies in Europe. This integration brings a compliant, Euro-backed stablecoin into one of the most widely used blockchain ecosystems, opening the door for broader global use. What makes this even more impressive is that Europe isn't just any token. It's fully backed by the euro, redeemable, and issued by Schumann Financial, a licensed electronic money institution, supervised by ACPR, which is under the wing of the French Central Bank. And here's the kicker. The French Central Bank has already been experimenting with the XRP ledger in a private setup for their own CBDC research. So they know this tech has serious potential. Here's why all of this matters. We've been tracking stablecoin developments for years, but recently things have really accelerated. First it was the Zargo stablecoin, now it's Europe, and every time one of these is launched on the XRP ledger, it boosts the ecosystem. Even if the transaction is happening in a stablecoin, you still need XRP as the gas token to power it. The more stablecoins on XRP, the higher the demand for XRP itself. It's all aligning perfectly. According to Schumann's CEO, this move blends the strength of a global blockchain like XRP with native euro liquidity and rock-solid compliance. It lays the groundwork for a new era of financial tools and systems in Europe. And honestly, this is seriously exciting stuff. Let's keep rolling. There's still a lot more to dive into. So here's something that caught my attention recently. It came from Crypto Barbie. Now I don't usually highlight everything she shares, but this one felt worth discussing. She pointed out a note from the William and Mary Law Review that says something pretty powerful. When people buy XRP, they're essentially buying into the future cash flows Ripple could generate through licensing its transaction settlement tech. That's a bold statement, and one that ties right into what we've been saying for a while now. This is your chance to actually own a piece of what could be tomorrow's financial backbone. For once, regular folks like us had the chance to get in before the big institutions did. That's rare. Don't let anyone downplay that. Sure, none of us can predict exactly how things will unfold. There are no guarantees in crypto. But let's say you're holding 10 or 20 solid crypto projects. Even if a handful of them are chosen to become key parts of the next-gen financial system, you're already ahead. Coins like XRP, HBR, XLM, Ondo, Algorand, they're not just random tokens, they're building real infrastructure, and that's the stuff that could drive massive adoption. So yeah, this is the time to stay sharp, stay invested, and keep learning. Now this next piece is pretty wild. I don't usually go to Crypto Basic for news, but here's what they've posted, and it's intriguing. The US Army apparently uncovered a connection between Ripple and Hidden Road, tied to an $11 trillion US Treasury clearing network. The firm involved, Hidden Road Partners, specifically their CIV US LLC branch. And based on what we're seeing, trades were already effective back in March 2025. So this isn't just a future theory, it's already active. And here's where it gets speculative but still interesting. Danny shared a theory. Ripple could be quietly preparing for a partnership announcement with the DTCC, maybe late 2024 or early 2025. Sure, that date might have slipped by, but the idea still holds weight. If something major were to happen, he suggested it'd be before the ISO 20022 compliance deadline on March 10, 2025. That said, remember, ISO deadlines have shifted before. Don't fixate on specific dates. They're useful for context, but things in this space move when they're ready, not when a calendar says so. One last thing, your mental health matters more than any timeline. Seriously, don't let hype or delays burn you out. That's why I keep doing these updates, to help you stay grounded, informed and focused on building a better future for yourself. My goal isn't just to talk crypto, it's to help you live better. And who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to travel and meet some of you in person. That's what this is all about. Honestly, just thinking about the stories you all will share someday, how crypto changed your life, gives me goosebumps. That's the real reward at the end of all this. It's not just about charts and coins, it's about transformation. That's what keeps me showing up every day. Now here's something fascinating. The DTCC, which is a major US-based financial services firm, plays a crucial role in how the world's money moves. They handle the behind-the-scenes clearing and settlement for a huge range of securities, helping keep the global financial machine running smoothly. Back in 2015, Donald Donahue, who used to be their CEO, actually joined Ripple as an advisor. That's no small connection. A year later, in 2016, the DTCC started diving into blockchain tech. They began looking into how traditional financial tools could be tokenized, and how blockchain could be used in ways that regulators would be cool with. For years now, they've been running serious tests with distributed ledger technology. One major example, Project Ion. This initiative, done with R3, is all about speeding up trade settlements and boosting transparency. It's like giving Wall Street a tech upgrade. Meanwhile,